Hello, snare drummers. In this video, we are going to be talking about the flam and how to play a flam. A flam is the combination of two different ideas, two different strokes. We have a primary stroke, which just be a normal stroke, and we have a low stroke, which we're going to call a grace note. So think of a flam as being a one-syllable idea, all right, but it's got a little extra to it. So I want you to think of the word Chet, the name Chet. All right, it's one syllable, but it's got a ch in it. All right, so it's not like a two-syllable word like Susan or Peter, but a Chet. So one syllable, but with a little extra in there. All right, so to get a good sounding flam, we have our primary stroke, which is just the normal stroke, and the grace note, which is the low stroke. But what I don't want to do, so I want to drop them in. I want to drop the grace note in just before the primary stroke. So if I go in slow motion, you're going to see that the grace note will hit just before the primary stroke. All right. Now, we already learned a downstroke and an upstroke, so we're going to be talking about that in a second. But let's just get the timing of this down. So if I put my grace note down too early, I get what's called an open flam. All right. We don't want an open flam. That sounds like a two-syllable name. We don't want a two-syllable name. We want a one-syllable name. All right. And if I'm too late and they hit exactly at the same time, that'll be called a flat flam. We don't want that either. We want it to hit just before. And to achieve that, I got to make sure I'm not lifting or doing anything funny with this grace note. It just drops in there. So you notice that I'm not picking it up. It's in the set position. I just drop it in. Because it should be a little softer than your primary stroke. So I don't want to do this. All right? That's not a flam. All right, that's a double stroke. We hit two at the same time. So the grace note just drops in right before the primary stroke. So practice doing that a couple times, not even really worrying about what happens after the flam. We're going to be talking about that in a second. But right now, just practice. You can even stop this video and practice doing this right hand. This is called, so I should mention this. This is called a right-handed flam. Whatever hand is up, whatever hand is the primary stroke, that hand is, we give that the name of the flam. So if the right hand's up, we call it a right hand flam. If the left hand is up, we call it a left hand flam. So in this case, I want you just to practice your right hand flams a bunch, and then you could flip it and try the left hand flam. So my left hand is up and my right hand is down. Okay? Again, I'm not worried about what's coming next because that is the next level of playing a flam. So go ahead, stop the video and practice just doing those bunch of right hand flams and a bunch of left hand flams. Trying to get that Chet sound. Okay, so I'm assuming you just stopped the video and you mastered or got better at right hand flams and a left hand flam. Now, we're going to set up doing alternating flams. All right, this becomes a little more difficult because now we just learned in the previous unit how to do a downstroke and an upstroke. And now we're going to combine those at the same time. All right, so the primary stroke, you're going to do a downstroke with. The grace note, you're going to do an upstroke with. So if I do that, bam, now I'm set up to do the other hand flam. So if I do my right hand flam, and I do a downstroke with my right hand, and an upstroke with my left hand, now I'm set to do a left hand flam. Got my left hand up here, got my right hand down here. Now I'm set up to do a right hand flam. Now I'm set up to do my left hand flam. So this might take some work, and you're going to have to go really slowly, all right? Well, that was a flat flam, so you don't want to do that, but there we go. So practice this over and over again. And I'm exaggerating, all right? You can do flams like this. All right, but right now I want to go super slow and work on getting this opposite hand up. You could go even slower than this and really think about, all right, what do I have to do? Downstroke with my left hand, upstroke with my right hand. All right, and just practice getting those opposite hands set. It's really complicated. It's two thoughts at the same time. It's going to take some time. Don't get frustrated. Go super slow and practice this a bunch before you dive into lesson 12.